Well, it's Friday and I'm back at 3 Square Gallery for the big show opening tonight. I'm really excited. It's been a long time since I've had a big show like this. So come on, let's go check it out.
So you need a name tag.
I do.
What is your name?
Laura Young. There I am. Ta-da! Well, that was a lot of fun, but I am ready to decompress and go home.
Those are big.
It's Wednesday and today we are painting over at Rocky Mountain National Park at Beaver Meadows. This is Long's Peak right behind me, and we're gonna go actually explore this way to see what we can find. I think we found our spot. So yeah, this is the scene I want to paint right here. The twin sisters. I forget the name of this mountain here. Might shorten a couple trees a little bit, but maybe not. And hopefully the wind will stay down. We're under some trees here. Looks like we're going to have some fair weather, so hopefully it'll work. But we're facing east, so get these backlit trees here. That'll get a little bit more dramatic as it goes on because we're starting a little late. It's about 10:30. Move some trees around because I can. Oh. Oh.
Not sure why.
Where at?
He keeps attacking my head.
Oh.
I don't know if it's a fly or if it's a...
Yeah, it's a fly. Hang on. Let me, I'm gonna take... Sorry.
Oh.
I got him.
Oh, there he is.
I think so. Do I want to change it up a little bit? No, I think I'm going to leave it. So I have this thing where I make my mountain line, but then I almost erase it after I make it, because with watercolor it's so light that I don't want that big old line showing up. So it's just a guide for me to know where it's going to be. And this is just a kneaded eraser. It's Gumby. And after a while you can tell what colors, what paints you use the most. I'm a raw sienna gal. Some more in there. And I found a new aureolin to replace the true aureolin that I've been using. This is whole beans aureolin, but it's actually a mix of several yellow pigments, and it's awesome. So if you need a replacement for the normal one that turns brown, like I was talking about in an earlier video, this is the one. It's transparent, but it's permanent. And this, my friends, is why I usually use an umbrella. See, I'm under a tree, but there's still a lot of dapples going on here, and it can throw off your values. But I'm going to do it anyway, because if I put up my umbrella, it's going to go flying, because in the mountains, there's not a steady wind. It's just no wind, then whoosh, and off it will go. And I never put lines down for my clouds, because just like the mountains, it can just get in the way. And also, it just kind of ruins the look of them, I think. Put too many pencil lines under clouds. It's very dry, so I have to work super fast.
Yeah, it's really dry.
Yeah. Let's make random shapes. Pick up those bits there. And I do it at a fairly flat angle. Sometimes I give a little bit more, but okay, so I got that in. Now I put in the shadows real quick so they can blend. It's already drying on the paper, I can see it. Ah! Okay, so now I go back in with my brush and I soften some areas. Because clouds don't entirely have hard edges. Some days they do. I usually get the cleaner water to do that. And just go at it. See, it's already, wow, that is so dried so fast. It's about 10 degrees cooler here than down below on the plains in Fort Collins, but it's still in the 80s, upper 80s, I think. So, yeah, gotta work fast. Look at this. You people who live in England or other moist climates, you've got it made in the shade. Soften a couple more. Don't want harsh lines. Just the idea of the clouds. See how that worked? Ta-da! See, they're all kind of like that with the shadows. I was trying to do the same, but the idea of it, because if you try to make it exactly, it's not going to work. Just don't do it. Let the water do what it wants to do. And Christine, when she's not being eaten alive by the flies and mosquitoes, is doing an awesome wildlife. I mean,
Yes, it's wildlife. It's a dancing flower.
she's doing an awesome flower because I can edit that out. And this is still slightly damp, so I don't want a super hard edge. Oh, here comes the wind. Do you hear it? And Twin Sisters has these little, it's here. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna. Look at that, it's already drying. Oh, good grief. Some areas behind the tree, although I got a little overzealous right there. There we go. Just nice and light, no detail. You don't want too much detail. Okay. Okay. See? Done. Okay, so I've mixed up a not super bright green for the foliage here, as you can see it's in the distance. Little lacy holes. And then you can see this one's got a lot of light yellow. Oh, hello, hummingbird. Hi. You coming to watch me paint? Aw. So as I was saying, you can see right there where the sunlight's hitting it, that's really nice and light green. So we're gonna take this light green that I mixed up and start putting that in. forgot to switch brushes. I like to use this for my foliage. Totally forgot to do that. I like to vary the marks a little bit when I do the trees. And I always save the trunks for last, but that's just me. Okay, and I'm gonna put these guys in here, some lighter, and just a touch more of the raw sienna to push it back just a little from this guy here. A bit of sap green. Let it mix on the paper. The flicker. That's what that sound is. Yeah. Oh, the mosquitoes. They're eating me. Ah. Put that in here. Okay. We'll add these here in a bit, but for right now I might just start putting in some more grassy stuff.
It's dancing in the wind. That's what it looks like to me anyway.
And I learned this tip from one of my mentors, the late great Morten Solberg. He used these little flats, or even big flats, when he was doing pine trees, dead pine trees in particular, but even regular pine trees. So whenever I use my flat, I think of him. So dry. Actually, forget I'm not high up enough to make those kinds of pine trees. These are more Douglas fir and ponderosa pine style. So there's actually different kinds of pine trees, you know. They're not all the same. These tend to be a little bit fatter than the higher up ones. The lodgepole pine and such. And this is just the lighter part of the trees that I'm putting in now. And yes, these are very random how I put them together. No plan really. Here because that's bugging me. You see how this just keeps pushing things further and further back the more layers and values I put in. And the sun just went bloop. I'm hiding, so we just have to remember what the light was like. And we just heard a huge clap of thunder in the distance, which means it might be time for us to wrap this up. I'm still putting in some deeper shadows. As you can see, it's backlit very darkly there. So, just a minute, I'm gonna do a little bit more. Mixed up a really rich dark perylene green, sap green together. Just all those little shadow shapes, shadowy leaves inside. Add a little bit of water to soften it from time to time. Yeah, I don't do the simple tree method. Trees are very much personalities in my paintings. If I wasn't painting just birds, I'd be doing trees, I think. There's just something about them. And yes, some people say don't do tree portraits, but you know what? That works for them. This is what works for me. I like to focus on at least one tree in my painting. I'm doing a piece like this. Look at how this is drying. Look at how this is drying. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. If it wasn't the thunder, we'd stop anyway because it's just... Hear that? That was the thunder. Yeah. So dry. Okay, so we're going to leave that floating foliage, and let's see, yeah, it's about lunch 30, so all right. God, look at that, that's so cool. You can feel the wind in that.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm getting old.
Oh.
That's sore. Looking at the lighting.
We just heard another thunderclap. When the thunder roars, go indoors. Let's pack it up.
Those are really pretty.
Look at that thunder boomer. And this, kids, is why we're always ready to pack up at a moment's notice. We made it back to civilization.
Remember the time we went up to Trail Ridge Road, had lunch at the top of the cabin looking for a place to paint,
Yes.
and you lost your hat?
Yes. I've been looking all over for the bird, and look where I found him. What are you doing? Come here. Come on. Come on out. Yeah. What am I going to do with you?